Why did I sell something for $20 and I don't have $20 in my bank account? So here's a very easy example I will start you with, and I will explain to you how the basic e-commerce store works and what you need to be aware of. But for that, let's start with a cool example. There's a company called Gruns. Gruns it's a very simple gummy vitamin thing, actually delicious. I actually tried them. But the whole point is that you see the headlines like this. They've been sold to Unilever for $1.2 billion. You know what you can do for $1.2 billion? A lot, right? But there's the trick though. How were they able to start to get to that point that Unilever would pay attention to them? And for that, I'll just show you a very simple stat right here is they burned through $8 million before they became profitable. So to give you an easy example of what it is imagine if you want to make some money on something, but somebody tells you, yeah, make sure you got 8 million in your bank account, but you have a chance to make 1.2 billion. That's the trick. But today, I'm going to show you a very simple understanding of how to run an e-commerce store without real worries of what is going to come next, right? So we're covering the basics. So first, let's look at the very simple thing. We have a very simple shop. The shop sells snack boxes. The snack boxes there, it costs $20 to buy the box. The snacks and the postage costs $10. We're not going anywhere else. We're only talking about 20 and 10. It is very important. I want you to understand is that if you sold something for a 20, you didn't make 20. You got to pay for your costs. But it is very important to understand you're not keeping $20. What you keep is 10. Whatever I refer to down the line, this is what I want you to understand. You keep $10. So first things first, gross margin, right? This is exactly what I just described to you. You sold something for $20. You have a cost of the product. You can call it COGS, fancy another thing, cost of goods sold. And you have postage. But how do you get customers? In reality, these days, or you go online and you're creating ads, or it's word to mouth, or you go ambassadors and yada, yada, yada. But the main thing is, or you advertise online, or you go word to mouth. There's nothing in between, right? So let's cover the first important thing. What is CAC? Imagine you put $1,000 into ads. 50 people subscribe. How you need to count how much money it costed for you to acquire a customer. Cost acquisition, right? Customer acquisition cost. See, that's what you got to think about. So it costed you $20 to acquire one customer through your ads. I want you to keep in mind that if for you to get one sale of $20, it costs you $20 to get it. You see how the math really ain't mathing? And then if you even add another thing, it would be more confusing. But this is why right now, I just want you to understand that customer acquisition cost is pretty much how much it costs you to get one person to buy your product. So then I want you to cover what is churn, right? People cancel, people return items, people do a bunch of stuff to get the goods, but not to pay money. As the person who has 2 stores, I totally understand that. So here's what I want you to think about. If you have 50 subscribers and 5 of them cancel, right? What happens there is, what do you mean? I lost 5 customers, who cares? The problem here is that it's 10% of the customers that you lost in one day. And you don't count, you count them in 1 month, but you're not counting this really month of just 1 month. You got to look at the year ahead. And if you look at the year ahead, you comes out to, you will turn over all your 50 new customers. You will need you will need to find 50 more customers in 10 months because all your customers are going to leave. So this is very important for you to understand that in whatever you're doing, if it's a subscription base, especially if it's a subscription base, if you not gonna make sure that those customers will come back, you will definitely lose the game. So how do you determine how much money does the customer actually bring you, right? So now if we're looking at it, it's called LTV, what is a lifetime value. I want you to just think about a very simple thing of basically how much one customer worth to you. If you remember in the very beginning, we said that we only keep $10 out of 20. So if you think about it, right, if one customer survives in your shop for 10 months and it brings you $10, what does it mean? It means you making $100 in 10 months from one customer. That's pretty much how much the customer worth to you. But here's now the problem, right? Is in the fancy world of people who know business, they try to just use a lot of confusing words that kind of make sense, but doesn't make any sense. But so what I want you to understand is it is a very important metric, right? A very important metric right here that I will not touch on payback yet, but we're just going to talk it as that stop for. And why is it important? If in 10 months you know that the customer will make you $100 and it's costed you $20 to acquire one customer, the question is how much money do you make from $1 spent on that customer acquisition? And in this case, very simple math. You take the LTV and divide it by CAC. In this case, you will see that the number is 5, right? What does it mean 5 times? It means that $1 you spend on ad brought you $5 back. But here's what a lot of people are missing. It is all a scale game. If you think about TikTok Shop, you think about anything like that, the whole game these days is, can you put more money into winning ads or not? What are winning ads? Winning ads are the ads that make you money. Problem with ads is they get fatigued. If you go to any brand you like and open the Facebook ads library, let's ask a real question. How much time do I need to survive to get the money back, right? Or to even break even, which is a lot of people thinking that they will gotta make money, but they won't for some time. But let's just look at the very simple thing. So payback, right? How long does it take you to basically to make sure that one customer is taken care of, right? So how many boxes do you need to send to one customer to get the money back? In this case, it's very simple. You spend $20 to acquire a customer, you keep 20 out of 10. So you just take $20 divided by 10, it's 2 months. So one customer have to get a box from you for 2 months in a row. If you will go to any website, right, and you will see that they got different prices. Actually, you know what? I'll even show you how this works. So let's go to IM8, right? Who doesn't know this? This is one of the craziest, David Beckham here and all this. I actually like this scratchy thing, but, we'll cover it in other videos and stuff. But if you go to their shop and you go to Beckham Stack or whatever, look how small right here that one-time purchase is. They don't even bother of offering you a one-time purchase. All what they want you to get on 90-day supply, save 30% and all that. This for them probably makes $150 because the whole point of this is that they'll give you a bunch of free stuff and everything. The whole point of this is that they need to explain to you as much as they can why their monthly thing is better. Then you're able to inflate your numbers and go higher, higher, higher. And I think we'll cover that even more if people will like it or not. But I just want to give you such a simple examples of how people are actually making money on everybody. But nobody will care, but I hope somebody will. But the whole idea is that don't ever let this ads to think that you can do the same, because this company is right there. The person, shout out University of San Francisco. The person who started this website is one of the founders of this company, right? And he got asked a question on a podcast. How much money do you think you need to start kind of similar brand? He said, 30 million. If anybody got 30 million lying around, we can do business. Just let me know, right? But let's come back real quick, right? Let's look at what is ROAS, right? A very simple thing is you spend $1,000 on ads. Those 50, those 50, the 50 people that you acquired paid you $1,000. So basically you broke even. What I want you to really think about is you have to understand that in a lot of cases, running a business is hard. You will learn a lot. You will have to understand a lot. But the main thing that you never look over I'm just telling you, it will be one of number one things that you got to do. If you bet at it, find somebody who is good at it. Accountant or somebody who understands financials. Most of those people are very conservative and they will say, don't spend money there, don't spend money there. So it's got to be the person that you can connect mentally with. But it's very important for you to be able to be like Gruns and sell your company for 1 point. You need to understand how much money you will burn to get to the point of being sold for 1.2 billion. You know what? If you would get 1.2, if you would start a company and you would get 1.2 billion dollars for it, please tell me, what would you do? What would you do as soon as you are able to get that money in your bank account? Thank you. Have a good one.